Konnichiwa, viewers. Welcome to another episode of Kyoto by Night, The Second Breath. Tonight we are going to continue on as Pink Fox is using her woo to help her try to ascertain some information about the Kozeiko Securities Company that is currently attempting to bid for her nightclub that she's been working at. So with the information she has provided, we turn to the hacker of the group, Musashi Akira, see what he can dig up on this company.
And Akira is working away at his computer. He is in his apartment, basically doing his stuff, and he gets 2, 3 with computer aptitude. He gets 5 successes.
All right. And I'm going to...
Oh, that doesn't look good.
No, it was actually, I was just trying to make the final decision on something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so it is an investment company. It is based out of, well, it was originally in Tokyo, but it has come up in a couple other cities as well. It's in the last 2 years, it has been purchasing companies in Kyoto. We've got actually with 5 successes, so this takes a while, but you manage to be able to dig down pretty deep.
Yeah.
So with this company, they have bought a couple clubs before in Kyoto. There's been a couple of businesses that they have purchased and then sold. Some buildings that they've purchased, remodeled, and sold. But there are a few companies that they have purchased and kept ownership of right now. Some of the companies look like they've been struggling and have had the investment company kind of give them the boost that they need to be able to go ahead and do better. And some of the ones that didn't do better after the investments were the ones that they ended up selling off again. They have, but a couple names do kind of jump out at you as you are digging through. You can see that this, one of the first companies that this investment company purchased was Tomaki Financial Services, and has actually been one of the more successful companies that they have managed to hold on to since they started buying into Kyoto a couple years ago. And there is also one of the clubs that they have actually recently sold off was the rumored drug den that had the brutal assault last fall. Was also a location that that was being rented out, but the building was owned by Kozeiko Securities. You are also able to get a list of board of directors for Kozeiko Securities, because that would be easy for you to get. We've got, and give me a couple seconds here, because
Yeah, sure.
I wasn't 100% ready to throw all this crap. But just simply because I wasn't quite, but I can give you a few other names if you guys are wanting to investigate every single person, but the one that would stand out to you, actually no, not, it wouldn't stand out to you, never mind. Okay, so I've got 5 names here that is going to be. Just give me a quick second and. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Yeah. Okay. So board of directors, you've got Akashinobu. You've got. I want to make sure I'm not pulling off here. You've got Aka Chika. You've got Honda Daisuke. You've got Yomada Hibiki. And Sumitsu Jeff.
Right. And of course, Akira makes painstaking note of everything that he's found. Should go without saying.
Oh yeah, and any of the, like with 5 successes, like you've got the links saved on where you found this information, and no doubt screenshots or anything in case any of this information gets hidden or compromised or changed, that in the future that you can compare it with what you found here.
Exactly, yeah. So he will use the time between finding out and Pink arriving to make sure that he can to save all the data that he found, and basically just prepare for the best presentation when she does come.
Okay.
And yeah, when Pink Fox does come, not in the way that she'd prefer, but you know, she does her usual signature. Sorry, I just had to go there, man. She comes to Musashi's apartment. She does a whole signature knock. It sounds like the Bart Simpson knock.
He smiles and then goes to open. Pink, come on in, he says with a cheery attitude. I've been waiting for you.
Thanks. It's a really interesting day the other night. So yeah, had a really enlightening moment with Ogawa. Oh, see, excuse the cough.
No worries.
Right. Okay. So, what have you found?
Oh, well, pull up a chair because this is going to take a while, he says, and then he gives her all of the information that you just heard.
Okay. She'll probably take some time to process the whole thing, but eventually she'll start to connect the dots and kind of see, this is. They're obviously just looking for money and looking for ways to revitalize an economy and things like that. Everything like that's cool, but it's kind of like it's not what she'd like. However, everything here is perfectly fine for what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, So some of these companies have kind of struggled and not really done all that well. The fact that they have that link to that drug den and Tamaki Industries is something we could use to our advantage, I think. But what we kind of need to do is what I think. We need to speak to the owners and from the owners of my club, the old owners.
Mm.
And if we can convince them that to sell it to us as a loyalty, for a maybe not so much as what they're asking, but out of loyalty, considering this reputation. I mean, if we word it properly, maybe.
So you want us to go into the clubbing business?
Well, it's kind of like this. We'll own it, but we'll still keep the people who are running it as managers. My boss has done a really good job with it, and with your little thing that you're doing on here, we can use it to funnel money in, and then use that we get to invest into these little to these real estates at these temple grounds. Now that way we can kill two birds with one stone. I mean, how much money do you actually have right now?
And he has proceeds to tell her that he has quite a lot. He has 4 resources, so that means like wealthy, you rarely touch cash. Most is in I have you hold more wealth than many of your local peers. Okay, he's almost as rich as he can be, so he's loaded.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Bill Gates, but he's rich.
He's not in the billionaires club. He's in that.
Not yet.
He's in that millionaires club that Mr. Burns got kicked into at one point. I own a little league game, a little league team.
Yeah, but he's very rich, and he's on the up and coming.
Okay. Well,
money is not a concern, he says. Depending on how, it's not an acute concern. I have some assets we can use to our advantage.
That's cool. Fucking hell, sorry.
No worries, man. Maybe you need to go see a doctor.
Already been to see one.
Oh, okay.
He's recommended a lot of medicine, which I was taking anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It's gonna take time and bed rest and a lot of vitamin C. And lemon and honey.
Sounds like a plan.
Anyways.
Yeah.
To carry on. After I've had a drink. Yeah, okay. So, I think I can probably convince my boss to arrange a meeting between us and, these people. But yeah. Once that's done, I think we can probably, use our own little tricks to convince them to sell the club to us before, these people, these Kozeko people buy it off them.
It's...
From there, well, things are only going to go on the up and up for us. By the way, where did you find where Koharu is?
See, I haven't really done anything about that since we did the joint scene.
I had, at the beginning of Pink Fox's scene yesterday, I mentioned that your guys' program pinged down she has a rural address, which is between the villages of Saika and Wazuka, which is just south of Kyoto.
Okay, well, he gives Pink that information.
It's right in the middle of the countryside, though. Could be Hengyokai territory.
I thought the same. I'm not really
Yeah.
all that. Can we, I'm just thinking aloud here, can we do any of the others have any police contacts we can make use of?
Not that I know of, but I do have an idea. I'll need to speak with Musashi about it. Maybe some of the other, higher-ranking members of the Court of the Four Winds. But if we had an idea of what the Henkyokai situation is there, I don't think we'll have too much trouble getting in. maybe. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what to expect with this whole thing.
And me neither, but I know that I'm not particularly like fond of the idea of traveling there ourselves.
But, no one else is looking into this, and we've already come
I
this
know,
far.
he says. I know, he says, and if it comes to it, we must, but I mean, I'm not terribly pleased at the prospect of facing a Hengyokai head-on. So if we can avoid it, I think we should.
Well, we're not gonna have to face them. We just gotta, make sure we're not stepping on their toes. We got, I mean, we got kind of an uneasy harmony type thing going on here. If we have to go into there, we'd rather let them know about it in advance, and give our exact reasons for it, because I don't think they're going to be happy with the existence of a broken mirror anywhere.
That
let alone,
is probably true.
Besides, for all we know, Koharu might be the one that created it.
Who would willingly create such a thing? He says, like his voice reveals the terror at the prospect of this broken mirror thing. So he's not angry when he says it, but he's like, who would it's kind of like how someone would say, who would willingly jump into boiling oil, more or less.
Yeah.
Like, who would do such a thing?
Yeah. Pink Fox just shrugged his shoulders. I don't know, someone who was a jerk.
And an idiot.
Well, we'll cross that road when we come to it. Oh yeah, speaking of, there is something else that I should probably let you know.
Okay.
Agawa mentioned it to me. Despite the fact that she really lost a lot of face, apparently Little Fu has been, well, she's supposed to have been searching for something in the city. Ogawa thinks it might either be Kinjin or an Akuma.
Kinjin here?
Yeah, like Western vampires.
Yes,
like
yes, I know what the term means. He says, but I can't imagine. Okay. Well, we need to find those foreign devils, he says, and deal with them.
Well, it's not. Well, we haven't really got any leads. For all we know, Fu might be just chasing her own tail.
That is a possibility, yes.
I mean, I've not heard anything, and I've always got my ear to the ground. So yeah. I think that's about it. So yeah, if you, I'll give my boss a call. I'll get him to set up a meeting with the old owners.
No, what do you want me to do in the meantime?
Get an idea of how much you can afford, to buy the club. And, make arrangements to make sure that if they do want to sell to us, we can, wire it across them without too much trouble. And, yeah, I think that's about it.
Also make sure, he says, I would guess that at Finance 3 he has some kind of idea of how business, like transference of business and stuff like that works, right?
But you probably have an idea of how much the club
pretty savvy with and what you would need to put down to be able to arrange, like a loan if you, because resources for you would still not be able to just like write them a check or throw a bunch of cash at them and say,
here
you
go,
take
it. I get it. I was more thinking about like the legalities and loopholes and contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah, you would know about like how to write stuff off and everything like that. you wouldn't necessarily be experienced unless you have law. You wouldn't necessarily be experienced with exactly how the paperwork should look, so you would still need to get some sort of assistance to do the actual exchange.
Yeah,
but
I have law 1, and that's not enough. So he looks at Pink and says, we also need someone to help us with the paperwork, someone that we can trust.
A lawyer?
A lawyer we can trust.
I think I may know. Well, at the Omasaka party that I went to earlier this year, I do recall that I met a lawyer.
Oh, well.
That would be very convenient to be able to contact them and ask for some assistance in this matter.
Exactly, yes. That would be true. Well, that sounds like a good plan.
Technically speaking, she got his by proxy of a certain lady, by proxy. She gained their business card, so yeah. Sorry.
No worries. So he looks at Ping and says, "Well, that's a good plan then. I'll draw up I'll draw a proposal for what for getting the money needed. I have some. I can put down some of it, but not all of what we would likely need. So I will try to look into possibilities for getting a loan from a bank. We would unfortunately need that as well, I think."
Well, every little bit helps. Okay. As far as I'm... Alright, so what I do... First, get a call to my boss, arrange the meeting, and then go track down that lawyer.
Alright. Yeah, your boss is actually going to be at the club tonight, so it'll be pretty easy for you to meet up with him. Early enough in the evening, let's see if you can get a hold of the lawyer directly or just leave a message. You'll have to leave a message for the lawyer.
He's gonna have on a vacation to Hawaii and is not coming back. Yeah.
But you do at least have one that you can get a hold of. So
yeah.
And Kira, if you want to make a resource and finance.
That should be 7.
And difficulty 7.
No, I meant 7 dice.
Yeah, but it'll be difficulty 7 for you.
Ooh. 2 successes.
Okay. Okay, so that's... We'll make a note of that. That's how much you're able to get a little bit gathered together. Okay, so you would be able to, if you took a 2-dot penalty to your resources, you would be able to. You're pretty sure you would be able to get enough assets gathered together to be able to get the loan for purchasing what a club like this should go for. So as long as price negotiations go well, but yeah, you'll have a 2-dot penalty on your resources, which will take a little time to gather back up.
Okay, so it's not just this month; it'll be next month as well, or something.
Yeah, next month you'll probably just have a 1-dot penalty unless you guys are ultra successful in getting funds back out of your investments.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why we do...
I'll just blue book that.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. All right, so voicemail message left for the lawyer. Akira's got plans put into place where he can get enough actual active funds to be able to secure what this club is worth. Now it's all about the negotiations. And yeah, your boss will be at the club this evening, free for you to...
Yeah. Alright. Pink Fox will just, exchange usual simple pleasantries to begin with him, and then she'll just basically say, with what you told me the other day, I was kind of thinking, and I got some friends with this as well, but do you think it might actually be possible if we spoke to the old owners, just so we get a chance to let them hear us out, and maybe if they're willing to sell the club to us, because we've heard a lot about this KbN Securities company, and it's not all good. I mean, did you know that they used to run the well, that place that turned out to be a drug den? The one that had those people all over
yeah,
the
that there was those psychos that did that shoot up.
Yeah. They owned that place, and they sold it off as soon as they realized what it was being used for.
Wow. At least they sold it off. Yeah, I don't really know much. I mean, I just kind of got. But so, are you worried that they're gonna come in with all I come in peace, and then kind of slowly push us out the back door?
Well, I'm not saying that is what's going to happen, but I kind of tend to feel that leopards don't change their spots, and a company with that kind of reputation, especially in Kyoto, I don't think it'd be really good for our business if they were publicly in control of this company. I think the customers would get a little turned off on it, and I think the clientele that we have would drop considerably along with our profits, and I think a lot of the girls would be unhappy. And I think you'd probably agree that everyone's job security would be put into question at that point as well, as soon as the company gets sold to them.
Well, yeah, I mean, the current owners, they haven't sold yet. They've just had the first meeting or two with the investment team.
Well, here's what me and my friends, some friends of mine, are propositioning. We'll buy the company off the current owners. We'll keep you on as the manager, because that's what you've done here for so many years. Keep everyone who's wants to stay here. And if they don't like the way that we run the company for, I don't know, a couple of months, 6 months, a year, we're not going to force them to. We might even think of some ways that we can improve the club, maybe. It just depends entirely whether or not the current owners would be willing to sell for us. But in order to do that, we need to speak to them personally, preferably before they have this meeting with KbN Securities.
Yeah, actually, do you actually think you have enough money, Fox, to be able to buy the club?
Well,
I mean, I know you're one of the more successful girls, but I mean that's a lot of yen that you've got stashed away in your underwear drawer.
Shut up, Mark. Well, it's not just me that has all this yen.
some of my friends, they're really good with investments and finance and things like that. So, they fucking hell, sorry. They might be able to. Well, I think they might be able to buy the club off of the current owners. Might not be for a bank-busting price, but considering what the club is worth, and considering the amount that comes in, on a quarterly basis, I think we can offer them a decent price, as long as they understand that they're selling to us, their former employees, out of loyalty for all the hard work that we've done for them.
Well, is there opportunity for other investors to get involved in this plan of yours?
I'd imagine so. I mean,
Because
I could always, call this friend of mine, and you can have a word. You can have a word with him. I'm sure he'd love all the help.
Because I've got, obviously, just managing this club isn't exactly a retirement dream. I've got some funds stashed away as well that, if this is something that might be possible, it'd be nice to kind of get in on that for sure.
Okay. Well, how about I set up a conference call between us?
Yeah, actually, that'd be great. Here, let's go into the office and we can discuss this here.
Okay.
And yeah, Pink Fox will go into the office with her boss. Oh, see, we've never actually given him a name. We've just known him as Pink Fox's boss.
Yeah, it's exactly what you have done. So
right.
let's.
If you'll give me a moment, just go to the toilet.
Okay.
For a quick toilet break. I shall probably come up with a name when I come back.
Sounds good. So then I will turn to Akira while that is going on. What is there anything else that Akira, on a personal level, wanted to try to do and deal with here then?
As regards this, or in general?
In general, because if you've already gotten some funds kind of stashed away and figured out and whatnot.
Well, one thing is I would like to explore some personal avenues for him. He has a hunted floor that could prove for good material. I would also at some point like to increase his dharma a bit more.
Okay. So has he tried to communicate with his the spirit that is haunting him, that is troubling him?
Not yet, because I don't think that we have fleshed out in like I see who it is.
That could make it even more interesting.
Exactly. So I was kind of like not waiting, but I kind of thought, I think I'll let Jacob, if he wants to. I think I'll let Jacob handle that, because he that could be interesting.
For sure. I didn't know if I just meant while Pink Fox was unavailable, but I guess she's coming back. So, but that's okay.
Yeah,
no
we
time
can do
like
that
the present. All right. So, what do we got there, Pink?
We've got. I'm just going to remember how to spell this properly.
You can't in any Western language.
Because you're quite.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, sorry. Did I drop out there?
Yeah, you kind of froze a little bit.
Yeah, you're a bit robotic.
Okay. We are going to call him Tobita Seiji.
Okay.
Or Seiji Tobita to use, English form.
Yeah.
Akira Musashi, it would be Musashi Akira.
Alrighty. So yeah, you are setting up a conference call with your boss and your friend, both as investors.
So yeah, Pink Fox dials the number on the office phone. The number for Musashi's phone.
And he will, while he's on his laptop doing stuff, putting up spreadsheets and stuff, he will answer it and put it on speaker. Hello?
Hi, Musashi. It's Fox here.
Hi, Pink.
I'm just here. I'm just here at the Bottom-Apu nightclub with my boss. Musashi, this is Tobita Seiji. Mr. Seiji, this is Akira Musashi.
Ah, Musashi-san.
Seiji-san, it is my pleasure. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Okay. I've already told him about our plan to buy the club from the current owners before Kozeku Securities, and he's expressed an interest in providing some financial assistance with our investment in it, in the hope that he can still stay involved in the club, but participate in our own investment to a great degree.
What did you have in mind, Mr. Seiji?
Well, I do. Pink Fox has mentioned that if you guys were successful in getting this set up, that you'd be wanting to maintain and keep people, online.
Yes.
But I saw this as an opportunity that if other people could get involved with pooling for the investment, that I would actually be able to be more than just an employee, but a partner in managing the business as well.
For a moment, Akira doesn't say much, but that's like a couple of seconds, and then he says, "I'm not entirely opposed to the idea, Mr. Seiji-san." He says, "I would, however, like to discuss the proposition more with some of the other our other friends who are in on this. Would it be acceptable to you if I called you back in a couple of days or so?"
Yes, of course.
We'll also have to move quickly with this. I know that Kozeku Securities' meeting with the current owners is not all that far away, so we'll have to get this deal squared away very quickly. We already need, as I mentioned before, I've already left a message on the answering machine of that lawyer, but whether or not they'll get the message and send the message back, before the meeting with the current owners takes place, is up in the air. But,
Okay. Well, yes, that is another thing. But Pink, if you could, I'm working some stuff here. If you could maybe grab a hold of our other friends and maybe set up a meeting again, so we can discuss some matters.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you and Mr. Tobita are come to an accord with this. I hope that all the rest of our little group will come to mutual agreement with this.
Yes, I think that this will work out good. I'll see if I can get a meeting arranged with the owners so we can get things set up.
Akira nods. I will get back to you as soon as I can, Mr. Get back to you as soon as I can, Seiji-san. That is my promise.
Excellent.
If there is nothing else,
I think that's all. Thank you very much.
thank you, Seiji-san. I will see you later, Pink. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Click.
Click. Well, I hope this all goes well for us all. This club has so much potential for it.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, and especially like you said, if we can kind of work the loyalty part, and you know, and I think actually having me involved might help with that, because otherwise it's basically they're trying to decide between investors they don't know and investors they don't know, with you speaking for one of the investors, but they know I know how to run the business, so you know that might work. That might work good. You know, just something to keep in mind when you speak with your investors on whether or not they should let me get involved too.
Of course, of course. Speaking of which, I should probably go and seeing if I can't get hold of them. You know, time is of the essence. So, and you know, you got your own work that you need to do here, so I won't distract you any longer.
Yes, excellent. Well, thank you for bringing this up and discussing with me, please, Pink Fox.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Pink Fox gives like a very courteous nod of the head to Mr. Tobit before she'll exit out of the club, and she'll take out her phone and she'll start dialing the number of a certain boned flower that she knows and
By the
loves.
way, is Seiji the guy's last or first name?
First name.
Oh, so it's actually Tobita-san. I should have called him.
Yeah, Tobita-san.
Ah, well, okay. That's what I did retroactively.
When I wrote it in the group chat, I used Japanese naming customs.
Okay, well, duh.
And yeah. So she dials up the number of a certain bone flower she knows and loves, even though he doesn't love her back.
But Akira loves her.
Yes, he does. God only knows what ringtone she must have. He must have for Pink Fox.
Crazy frog.
Yeah.
Tony is cold and uninterested in personalizing his phone, so it's one ringtone for everyone. Anyway, so yeah, we'll pick up. Good evening.
Hey, Tomei. A lot of notable things have just happened. Just want to keep you up to date on them. And considering what we're using them for, well, you've got your own little role that you can want to play with them. So, the club where I work, it's getting sold to this company called Kozeiko Securities. Now, me, Musashi, and my boss there have all decided to, when she gets the third dot in computers, my boss and I have decided that we're going to speak to the current owners and talk about buying it off them. You know, my boss is, excuse me. Musashi thinks he's got enough money, and Musashi is willing to, Musashi's got enough money, and my boss is willing to put some money into this investment. So if you have some money that can help, relieve the financial burden, as it were, of buying the club, this is basically what's going to happen. Once we get the club, we can use it to, get any money that we have, pump money into it, and then use that money to invest in the grounds by the temple outside the station, Kyoto Station, and that one south of Kyoto. And yeah. Oh yeah. Also, had a meeting with Ogawa just recently. He told me that there's
You dropped out. What part did you not hear me?
You were just talking about your boss's coming in as investor.
Yeah. Alright. To save myself having to go through that whole thing again, because it was like half a minute. Basically, she just gave a rundown of the investment plan that they're planning on doing to buy the club and use it to, use the money that they get from the club's revenue and other means to invest money in the temple grounds, in the temple grounds outside the station Kyoto and the one in south of Kyoto.
Tomei brought up. Does your current boss understand that he is going to be a silent president?
Sorry, can you say that again? You're all robo.
I said, did your current boss understand that he would primarily be a silent president?
Well, no, it's kind of like this. He has been known he has been the manager of this club for many years. Known by the current owners because they hired him. He's known by the employees because he's employed them for so long. If anything, he would be the public face of the club.
He'd still be able to perform as the manager and
it'd be like nothing. It's like nothing. It would be basically it'd be like on the outside, like nothing ever happened.
Okay.
The only difference is that we own the club.
Akira, both Pink and Grant and also Jessica, but she's not here, would be receiving a text message from Akira, which says we should talk as soon as possible.
Which I think we can probably do whenever we can get Jessica into a scene.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so aside from that,
I think I'll pick up my phone here.
Aside from that, I had a meeting with Ogawa. He's told me that despite everything that she's done and how much she's failed, Bilfu thinks that there may be some Kinjin, or an Akuma in the city. I mean, I've not heard anything. Have you heard anything?
Nothing specific, but with the way the room is operating, it's a possibility.
Well, either way, got another thing. Musashi's been able to track. Sorry. Musashi's been able to track Koharu down to this rural place just outside, in the countryside between these two villages. I think I'm gonna have to talk to, Musashi-san, or one of the other members of the Court of Four Winds, because it's I think that's gonna be Hengeokai territory, and if they can arrange for something where we could go there and find out just what is going on with this Koharu woman, the less feet and toes that we tread on, the better.
Right. Although nothing is stopping us from sending a mortal to do some digging, unless you're afraid that he'll set off the artist and she'll move again.
Yeah. I'd rather do this and see her with my own eyes. Though I think perhaps I'll not ask you to scout ahead this time around. I wish you could see my troll.
So how big of a area are we talking about that you narrowed down?
Sorry. We have an exact location.
Like an address?
Yeah. That's why I said.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I guess would be wise to get someone to pick her up. When we're ready.
Well, we'll talk more about this later.
So
No, I just have the flu, legitimately. Tail end of it. Or maybe it's yang imbalance, who knows?
So, anything else?
I think I gained enlightenment the other night.
The
world seems a lot more brighter. The world seems a lot more brighter when I'm not fucking coughing.
Yep.
Yeah. We used to have problems with your internet connection. These days, I think those problems have been transferred to my lungs.
Yep. So,
But unlucky for them, though, those germs have met their match with my immune system. Because I'm out of bed. Okay. So, if you want to speak with Musashi about how much money you can put down with this whole investment, just to take some, bit of a financial burden off of him, and Mr. Tobita, hopefully, we can get this squared away, and this can lead to a lot of good things for us and our investments.
Yes, it could. Does this mean has this become our primary way of getting finances? I know we said Akira was working on something else.
We need a legitimate way of earning money, There's only so much money that I can earn by dancing, as good as I am. Besides, every journey begins with a single step.
But this is... wait a second. Jason, remind me. Did you mention the fish spirit in character, or just out of character?
I think she mentioned that in character at one point, but it was like months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is the yeah. In fact, yeah, she did mention the fish spirit during the point where she said that we really need to do something to adjust the chi lines in there.
Yeah. Tomei is going to think for a second. Go. Given that I possibly could be a possible investor, do you think I could get a tour when the place isn't operating?
Sure. You can get an idea of the chi lines in there. Find out what places are causing, the whole chi lines to like net together, cause spirits to get caught up in them.
That was my exact thought. Now, you said you don't usually look into the Deadlands, did you?
Not often, no.
Did you ever look into that area?
No. So I should point out the wall is pretty thick in there.
Maybe it'll be helpful if I lower the wall a little bit, then look. Anyway, if you set up a time that's good for this, where we won't have a lot of distractions, then yes, I can take a look around.
Cool. In any case, I've got a few things that I need to attend to, so I'll see you when I see you.
Very good. And that, if he'll hang up the phone.
Okay. Was there anything else that Akiba Zaibatsu want to take care of this evening?
Oh. Jason, after the phone conversation, Tomei is going to send a text to Pink to see whether they implemented hiring the masseuse yet.
Yeah, she probably send him up the message back and saying yes, they did. Her boss agreed that to invest in check them out, and at least that's what I remember anyway. Sorry.
Okay. Then
I'm still frazzled from this fucking fever.
Well, Jacob, if you want to make another scene or just have it tailed on here, I was going to summon Yoshiko and let him know that we gave her surplus employment.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that as a separate scene then.
Okay.
Instead of.
And I was also wondering if you had any ideas at the moment for Akira's haunting, or if you need to work on that.
No, I could throw a few things together. So, yeah, if we can continue on then, if the two of you wanted to do some ghost chatting together.
Yeah, but he hasn't, like, Akira doesn't know that he's haunted yet.
Oh,
That's
that's
kind of
where
what I
we're
meant.
sitting at. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Stay tuned, because Tomei is going to call Akira and ask him about his little friend, and then he'll probably have an interesting conversation.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll do another hangout then. So thank you for watching, as we've got Akiba Zaibatsu have gotten a few things together, sorted out, and let's see how they do with their negotiations in the future. So again, sayonara.